Hello. So, can you believe that it is October? I know, 2022 October. It is going to be a busy month, let me tell you, because the frequency of this month is overshadowing everything because there's a lot of chaos going on in this month, a lot of big energies and small energies, which kind of makes it feel a little bit like a roller coaster. So take a deep breath. If you like roller coasters, you are going to love October 2022. First of all, it adds up to a 7, which historically is the most spiritual of all the numbers. That's 1 plus 0, which doesn't carry anything. And then 2 plus 2 plus 2, all that adds up to a 7. So the frequency of the month is very spiritual, but it's also looking forward. And when you look forward in October anyway, it does cause you to take a little bit of a deep breath because there's all kinds of things going on with the farming community, the weather, the world, everything. So, but it's also reminding us, this frequency of this month is reminding us to stay in peace, to reminding us to stay in the energy of love and in the energy and frequency of that spiritual 7. Now, on the 9th, I think there's a blood moon or a full moon, or it's also called a hunter's moon. And that's when the animals start getting out and about and searching for food to store up for winter. And that's why it's called a hunter's moon, is because it is good for the hunt to provide for their families over their winter, the human families, to provide for their families over the winter. But it's also called a harvest moon. So during that full moon period, which really is about 6 days long, it's 3 days before the full moon on the 9th and 3 days after the full moon is the energy of the full moon. And that is about increasing a focus of something that you're creating, hopefully in your spiritual growth. Now, being that harvest, it might be a good time to bring your plants in from the outside, depending on what hemisphere you live in. It might be a good time to realize that the weather is changing, just like you are changing. So in that energy of the harvest moon, which is around the 9th of October, you want to think of the changes that are happening in your life and see how you can incorporate your own spiritual intention. Now, it may be a blood moon, which means that there's a red cast over the moon. And I'm sure our musician Rando Luna could tell us why that is the case, but I don't know. But there is a red cast over the full moon. Now, in a really old movie called Practical Magic, that meant that something really bad was going to happen. But it's actually just an overcast of the dust and things that's in between the earth and the moon, which means that there's a little bit of a filter there. So according to Adironnda, that filter will actually help you stabilize your own energy through the month of October, because it will be a little up and down. Especially, I'm not an astrologer, so I do not want you to call me and say, that's not right, because that's not according to astrology. I only take the signs into meditation and ask what is important to them during this time period. And if you're a Libra, which that's a part of the energy at the first of the month, if you're a Libra, take a deep breath again, because it's going to be pretty rocky. Libras are about that balance, and they really need that balance in their life. And it will feel, especially the first half of the month, like everything is a little out of balance. So really work on staying in that spiritual space of the number 7 for the first half of the month. Then the second half of the month, it moves into Scorpio, and Scorpio is going to love it because they are ready to pounce. They are gearing up to move their energy into a new frequency, a new energy, a new focus, a new pray if you would, and the peace hopefully will be the prey for Scorpio. They're going to like it a lot better than Libra is going to like the first half of the month. So understand that in this frequency of 7, now the numerology pays a lot of attention there because the 7, according to Adironnda, leans backward just a bit and then has a strong top piece leaning forward, looking forward, but it has no foundation. And that's why during the first half, especially of the month of October, there will feel like there's no foundation and you will be striving for that balance. So realize that and really focus on your spiritual practice. It is time to meditate. It's time to go inside. I would even journal about your roller coaster like ride and realize that everything that happens this month is in divine order, even though it may not seem like it's going to be in divine order. Remember, your order is not necessarily divine order. So take a deep breath, keep breathing, go into meditation, journal about your experiences. You could even use your journal as a vent for what is happening. I really recommend you stay as close to as you can in that place of peace during this changing month of October. And hopefully, I'm sure you will be able to remain in that peace-filled place that the spiritual 7 brings us in. Understand that the 7 also is about analyzing things and scientifically backing things up with the energy. And in this month of October, there may be also some really profound scientific discoveries that are coming to the surface. So watch out for that and be aware that this month, for the whole month of October, is about that change. So keep that spiritual growth going. Thanks for listening. Namaste, y'all. Namaste.